I acted alongside Kevin Bacon, so like
Oh,
I'm like right there.
Michael, it is clearly spooky season because I think we have a ghost in the studio today.
Ashley, literally, there's it's a plural ghost. I don't really know what's happening. Hi, friend.
Hi. Hi. Well,
Hi.
as a former theater kid, well, not former, I am a theater kid. I'm not a
Yes.
former theater kid. There's all sorts of ghost stories in theaters.
Oh, oh, you better believe it. And there's definitely ghosts in this theater.
Oh my gosh.
Like full on.
Do we have a hype friend ghost?
I don't know, because the ghost thing for me is tricky. I get a little. I'm like,
Oh no, I don't like ghosts.
I don't know.
No. I don't want ghosts. For those that are just joining us, it's taken us a very long time to start recording today because everything's been going wonky. To like all sorts of sounds and things going wrong, and our only explanation, because we have multiple like tech geniuses involved in this podcast, none of which are me and Michael.
How dare you?
But they couldn't
How
even
dare you?
figure it out. And the only explanation is that we have a ghost in the studio today. So on that note, Michael, let's do this. Hi, I'm Ashley Eckstein.
I'm Michael James Scott.
And welcome to
Hype
HypeFriends. Well, you know what, Michael?
Oh,
If we have a ghost, I think he's a friendly ghost.
I hope so. Or maybe she's a friendly
Or
ghost.
maybe she's a friendly ghost.
Or
And
maybe they is a friendly ghost.
they're just coming to hang out. You know what? Everyone's welcome at HypeFriends. And
Oh my gosh.
whoever you are welcome. And this is just a happy place, and come hang out. Just don't wreak too much havoc with our technology.
I hear you and I see you. Uh-huh.
I don't know if I want to see you.
I don't want to see it. But I am excited about today because even though we do have a ghost amongst us, I don't know what it is. I'm excited about this episode because we have a really special, exciting, fierce guest that you are bringing into the hype hood, which is so. I mean, I feel like I say it every episode, but I'm like, oh my gosh, like we get to chat with him.
Yes. I am so excited. And you know how they say like 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon? Like, it's so crazy how I even know this guest.
6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? It's 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
I
Like,
have
you not
never
heard
heard 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. I don't know what
Stop
you're
it.
talking about. I have never heard that. What do you mean? Kevin Bacon?
Everyone's heard of 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. It's like, okay, so everyone is connected to Kevin Bacon within 6 degrees. So if you ask like through David, and then David's friend Terry, and then Terry's friend Dan, eventually I know Kevin Bacon, and so do you.
I mean, 6 degrees of separation. I've heard that. I have never heard 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. I cannot be the only one that has never heard of 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Wait a minute. Okay, my husband David is back, and he's been traveling the world, and he's back as the peanut gallery. So wait. So Kevin Bacon had a podcast called 6 Degrees with Kevin Bacon.
Okay, I have not heard. I didn't know the podcast 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, and I have not heard the phrase 6 degrees from Kevin Bacon.
What?
So I don't know what is happening. And we have said the name Kevin Bacon so many times.
And now I want bacon.
And now I want me some bacon for sure.
Well,
shout out to Kevin Bacon. Shout out to Kevin Bacon.
okay, Michael, We have to go down this rabbit hole because I literally cannot believe you've never heard of 6 Degrees
I've
of Kevin
never
Bacon.
heard of that.
And I'm so thrilled to tell you that, I mean, you're actually friends with Kevin Bacon. It might be, 6 degrees away,
Uh,
but we're all friends with Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Bacon, are we friends? Are we like key friends? Like, hey, Kevin Bacon, hey.
Are we manifesting our next guest? Is
Absolutely.
Kevin
Kevin
Bacon going to
Bacon.
be our hype friend?
We want Kevin Bacon on HypeFriend.
Okay.
Somebody put us in touch with Kevin Bacon. 6 degrees separation of Kevin Bacon.
Yeah. Seriously, we're only 6 degrees away. So
I feel like that is literally where how do we go to I feel like the ghost knew that there was something connected with Ashley Bacon, but it was Bacon,
okay. Well,
Kevin Bacon, Ashley Bakes. I'm trying to make it work and it does not work at all.
well, okay. So we'll get into this in a minute, but the reason I brought up 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon is because I was connected with our guest Arian in such a weird, like not even 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon way. Where we were connected through friends. So we'll get into that in a minute. But you mentioned Ashley Bakes. And Michael, I'm just so sad. I feel like I'm letting everyone down. Mostly I'm letting myself down because we've had a couple episodes and I have not baked. And it's because I've just been traveling so much. But I have a little story for Ashley Bakes today. So
Ashley Bakes. She didn't bake it. She didn't bake it. She didn't bake it. Kevin Bacon.
Well, I've been saying for several episodes that I want to bake something with bacon. So next time I bake, it will be with bacon.
Oh,
Mark
well,
my words.
that better be when I'm in your presence, please.
Oh, I will do it because I can do a mean vegan gluten-free cornbread, but I could level it up with bacon. You did not think I would just drop that.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Okay, so I have to share. So I had a birthday recently.
Yes, you did. Happy birthday.
Thank you. And I've been traveling. So I came home to some really fun presents by some very, very kind hype friends, including the Hanson family. So Janice, Paul, Amy, Alyssa, they sent me the most amazing Ashley Bakes care package. So it was this just like overflowing box of all of these vegan and gluten-free baking mixes
Oh.
and a vegan cookbook. But here was like the coolest part. They made me my own Ashley Bakes stickers. So now when I bake something and I deliver it to my friends, I can put my own sticker on it.
That's so awesome.
Is that not so cool?
That's very, very cool. I mean, they really hyped you up. That's amazing.
Yes,
That is such a Ashley Eckstein gift too, like a sticker.
the way that I gasped, like I literally was like,
oh, I love that.
I was so excited. I was so excited. So that's like a mini hype, but I think we should go into our hypes and gripes, Michael.
Hypes and gripes. Thank you.
Wow. We even got
There's a
some
ghost. There's a
drums.
ghost. They just feel that. It just was like. P.S. Also, you said the Hanson family, and I immediately thought of the Hanson brothers. And I was like, bop.
That's why you brought in the drums.
Literally, it was like in my head. I couldn't get out of it. Okay, come on. Hype
Oh my
hype.
gosh.
Well, then what's your hype? Go into your hype.
Wait, is our ghost named Mbop?
Our ghost is named Mbop. Absolutely. Mbop Jones. Why is it Jones?
Because it's Mbop Jones and me.
Y'all, we are literally absolutely fully insane today.
We are. And we even started out the episode today where we were like, we're going to be very focused.
Yes,
We
yes,
literally did. We talked to each other. We're like, we're going to be very focused today. We're going to stay on point. And then Mbop
and
showed
Bob
up.
Jones came up. I mean, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
All
I can't.
right.
So what's your hype?
So my hype today is all about lug. So for
Mm,
those that don't know, I am a lug nut. And if you're a lug nut, that means you are a massive fan of lug. Now, lug is
yes.
a bag brand. Here's one of their Disney bags. And I'm friends with the Richter family. They are the owners and founders of lug. And it's a husband and wife duo that they fell in love and they had two different jobs, and they decided that they wanted to be together, and the only way to be together is to start their own company so they could work together every day. So they started the bag brand Lug, and it's all I carry now. It's all I travel with. It's all I carry to the parks. And the reason I am hyping up Lug today is the only reason Arian is on our show today is because of Lug. So
Yes.
me and Jason are friends with Arian and his lovely wife, Chrissy. And so I got to know them. And so it's literally through a hype friend connection that we have Arian on our show. And so anyways, I'm hyping up Lug because I talk about Lug a lot on social media. So here's their Walt Disney
Oh
World
my
bag.
gosh.
I also, look how cute this monorail bag is. Wait for it. Wait for it. Look. The
Wait a minute. I
monorail
have not seen
going
that bag.
across. Oh,
That is
that one
so
really likes.
cute.
So they have a monorail bag. I got to design a lug bag with them for Disney Cruise Line when we were at
Ooh.
Iwin. And so yeah. Oh, and then they did do a lug bag with Ahsoka on it for Run Disney. So I
Oh
am
my
hyping
gosh.
up Lug because not only should you be collecting all the Lug bags, especially if you're a Disney fan, but they also just launched a Wicked line. They have a Care Bears line, and then they have just a non-branded line that is just perfect for travel. But they're also just the best of friends, and they're connectors. They are true hype friends. They always hype up everyone they know, which is why we're chatting with Arian today. But I am going to hype up Lug
I love
because
it.
they're awesome. So definitely check them out. And when you go to a Disney park, check out one of their Disney bags.
Come on, Lug. I love me some Lug. Yes, Lug.
So what are you hyping up, Michael?
Okay, so I am gonna hype up okay, it's specifically people who asks you when they're like, how's it going, and they actually pause to hear your answer.
Yes. Oh my gosh. That's a
Okay,
perfect hype.
like literally when you're like, oh my gosh, how are you, oh, good, 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 how's it going, they pause to actually hear what you have to say. I love
Yes.
that so much, and I think it's so important. It's so, whenever we say like, "Hi, hey, how you doing?" You're like, "Good and fine," and then you kind of like move on. It's
Yes.
literally like this sort of like, it's almost it's just sort of it just kind of comes out of you, and sometimes it almost sometimes they don't really care how you're doing,
Yes.
but they just sort of say it. I want to acknowledge that, and I want us to bring that back. And so I would say, if you don't want to know how they're doing, don't ask. Do you know what I mean? Just like don't ask,
I
and it's okay. Like
love
it's okay
that.
to be like, "Hey, hope you have a great day. Bye." Like done. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like it could be like, "Hey, Ashley. Hi. Oh my gosh, nice to see you. All right, have a good day, girl. Bye." That's
Yes.
it. Ju-
This is such a good hype, Michael. Such a
Boom.
good hype. Because if you don't want to know how someone's doing, or if you don't want to hear about it, don't ask.
Don't ask. Don't ask. And that's okay. Just don't ask.
Yeah.
Move on. I could be on the street in New York, see people, and if I'm like on the phone or whatever it is, it's just a drive by, like, ow, hey girl, oh my gosh, have a good mwah, yes, bye. Or I could be like, hey girl, oh my god, how are you?
Michael, I'm laughing because I was just in New York with you and your husband, Jeremy, and you walk so fast.
I don't walk as fast as my husband.
I don't even think there's enough time to like ask someone how you're doing. My little old legs couldn't even keep up. I'm like running.
I know. It's
Yeah.
in New York is, you got to move it on. So that's how we do it. That's how we do it.
No, but I love this
That's
hype.
the
That is
hype.
such a good hype.
That's the hype, y'all. That's the hype. Okay. So then what's the I mean, part of it, yeah. No, it's not a gripe too. But that I was gonna say, then it's a gripe when it's like, and you actually don't really want to know, but you like, you know what I mean? Like there's like a part of it, but this is just a hype. This is just a hype. This is a hype.
Okay.
Well, then what's your gripe?
Well, you know,
Uh-oh.
my gripe is people's lack of awareness of personal space,
Ooh. Oh.
especially when you're traveling or when you're walking
Oh.
on the street.
Oh.
It's like people get like right up on you, and you're just like, it gets uncomfortable, and you're just like, can you just give me like just like a 6 inches in between? Like it's just
Like a COVID distance.
yes, yes. I feel like
Like keeping it.
when people have lack of awareness of how close they get to you, and you're just like, whoa, okay. Or when you're walking and people can't sense that you're trying to get around them. So my husband's the peanut gallery, and he's looking at me because I am guilty of this. I'm not saying I'm not guilty of this, but especially if you're walking at a park or, I encountered this last night at the airport. I had a 4-hour layover. I had all the time in the world.
You and these
But-
layovers.
Oh, such a long layover. So we were, as my husband says, lollygagging throughout the airport. I hate
I know
that
that phrase. I know that.
I shouldn't say hate. I dislike. I totally egregiously dislike the word lollygagging. But it's okay to lollygag and just stroll and
Just
make your
lollygag.
way, but don't block the path for other people. And like be aware if somebody is trying to walk around you, because I'm that person that I cannot stand to get trapped. Like if I get trapped,
Oh.
I have to like weave in and out and bop my way around. And did I just call our ghost into the scene?
The way that Bop and Lollygag are brother and sister.
Oh my
Bop and
god.
Lollygag Jones are full brother and sister. They have their own podcast.
Is- Those are that they just joined our neighborhood as ghosts. Oh my gosh.
I
Anyway,
hear you. I hear you.
that is my gripe.
I hear you. I hear you with this gripe. I really do. Well, let me tell you what my gripe is.
Okay.
And I wonder if you and David have this gripe together. But this is a gripe, and I am definitely guilty of this. And I have to apologize up front because I do love my husband with all my heart. I do. And it is definitely, I'm sure it is like a huge gripe for him. It's when you tell your partner, okay, like I want to see something together, and you're like, oh, we should watch it, and then they never watch it because you
Mm.
end up never finding the time to do it because they're like waiting to watch it with you. And so it is a gripe, and I am acknowledging that, and I am just like owning it. But I mean, it happens on both sides. But I think there are certain things where he's like, oh, MJS is gonna love this. Like, we should watch this together. And then because of the life, then we end up not watching it. And so I feel like this is a gripe with many couples,
Oh.
or maybe it's just a best friend or whatever. Like I feel like this is a gripe for many. Content gatekeeping in the relationship. That is quite a. But Ashley she's
I
been
just
like this.
I just got comfortable because I feel this on so many levels, and so does my husband. He got total husband gold star last night. We had some flight delays and we got in late, and we didn't get home till 1:30 in the morning after he drove all over to drive me and my sisters and nieces home. We're getting ready to go to bed, and then he drops on me, well, we have to watch Survivor at some point. Like, so passive aggressively dropped that, because we love our reality television. It's our thing. Michael, as you know, we love Big Brother. David and I love Survivor, and we haven't started it yet because we haven't been together. And
Oh.
I'm so tired at like 1:30 in the morning. He's like, I mean, when are we going to watch Survivor? And I'm like, when have we had time? There's no time.
Well,
I
yeah.
love this gripe.
This is a gripe.
This is a gripe.
Do you all have this? Do y'all have this issue? Please tell us, community, our neighborhood. Tell us what you think about this gripe. Okay, because we want to hear your stories, and how do you handle it? What do you do? All those things. Please give it into it. Get it. Oh my gosh, we gave some hypes and gripes today, bro.
Yes, we did. We were really feeling
We
it.
were hyping and griping, griping and hyping, hyping and griping, hyping, griping, we're hype. Bop and Lollygag, baby, they are living.
I need some animators, because I know we have some very talented artists that are part of our hype hood. I need somebody to draw Bop and Lollygag.
Yes, please. Bop and Lollygag Jones. Like, what is going on? You have to say Jones after it.
Okay, Bop and Lollygag Jones.
Absolutely. Like, that's what's happening.
Oh my gosh. Okay. We've got some good gossip, Michael.
Okay, so yes, good gossip today. And actually, this good gossip centers around my lovely, gorgeous, beautiful, blonde friend, Ashley Eckstein. So Ashley, you actually introduced me to now a mutual friend, two mutual friends, Connor, 13-year-old sweet Connor, and his mom, Dana, which was so cool. I got to meet them recently, but you met them.
Yes, because of my friend Kelly. So it's literally 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon again.
Here we go. Yeah.
But I was so honored to meet Connor and his mom, Dana. They were visiting in Orlando, and we had dinner. Connor's a big Star Wars fan.
Yes.
And so we had a lovely dinner together. But he had a wish to go to Broadway. He had never been to Broadway. And specifically, he wanted to see Hamilton. And so he did get to see Hamilton. But it was his wish to go to Broadway. And there's no one better to meet on Broadway, especially when it comes to wishes, than the genie, MJS himself.
And so my dear friend Ashley Eckstein called me up and was like, hey, can we make this happen? Like, and what do we need to do to make this happen? And I want to, I want to gift them tickets to the show. Like, what can we do? And so we made it happen. And Ashley, we were on the phone literally it was like a day and a half. It all got arranged and all the things. And then my amazing, the Disney on Broadway team here with Aladdin, our team here, our stage management, our company management, they made it happen as well. And Connor and his mom got to come see Aladdin, amazing seats. They had, the fiercest backstage tour. They had amazing merch. They had like all the things. And then I got to meet them, and it was just so special. And it was just such a beautiful moment. And the little fairy, the little blue fairy.
I didn't even know you were going to bring this up today, Michael, and I wore my blue fairy shirt.
Oh, you did? Oh my gosh. The little blue fairy that is Ashley Eckstein, friend of the Blue Fairy, helped put this into motion. And I just thought it was just such a really special wish that could come true. And it happened, and it was really awesome. And I am so, so grateful that you introduced me to two beautiful people.
Michael, I am just so honored. Played a very small part in this. Shout out to my friends, Kelly and David, and their M Family Foundation. They do so much good, and it was such an honor to meet Connor and his mom, Dana. So, Connor, I am talking to you. This message is for you. I want to thank you for your kindness. Thank you for being genuine. We talk about being genuine a lot here on the podcast, and you are just so genuine. Your heart is just so beautiful, and you are such a bright light. So thank you. It is my honor to call you my hype friend, and I'm so glad that I got to introduce you to my hype friend, Michael James Scott. And you and
Yes.
Dana, same to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you both for coming into my life. And now you're in Michael's.
Absolutely. And P.S. Ash, they talked about listening and to hype friend, like actually like yes, like we
No
have, like,
way.
yes, they are part of the neighborhood, they are part of our community, which is so amazing. So I was like, oh my gosh, like I was so just taken back by them saying that they had listened to the hype friend podcast and being a part of this neighborhood. So it was really special. And thank you for bringing two new beautiful friends into the neighborhood. It was
That's
really
amazing.
amazing.
Well, I was going to share this episode with them, but I didn't know they were already a part of the Hype Hood.
They're already a
That is
part of it.
awesome. Awesome. Well, that is some good gossip.
Yes, that was the good gossip.
Ooh.
All
All
right,
right,
all right.
Michael, it's time.
Is it time?
Yes, yes.
All
Arian
right.
Moayed, I'm so excited for you to meet him.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited too. So let's do this. Our guest today is a next level multi-hyphenate. Who else can say they've been on movie screens with Spider-Man in No Way Home, TV screens with the Roy family in Succession, and on stage for his Tony-nominated role in Bengal Tiger at the Baghdad Zoo, where, by the way, he played opposite someone very near and dear to us, Robin Williams, OMG. And you can catch him in season 2 of the hit Netflix series Nobody Wants This on October 23rd. We're so very excited about that. But rest assured, everybody wants him. Please welcome actor, writer, director, certified scene stealer, 90s hip hop fan, and master of the well timed eyebrow raise. Give it up for Arian Moayed!
Well, that is an intro that everyone needs. I mean, just if I had that every morning, I'd like, all right, I'm ready to do this.
Michael specializes in intros, and that should
Love
just
it.
be your alarm clock in the morning.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Uh,
Welcome.
Arian,
Oh, thank you guys.
welcome. But I have to ask you real quick. 90s hip hop. I mean, you're
Oh, yeah.
speaking our language. What's your go-to? What's your
Yes.
go-to pump me up song?
Oh, I mean, I am an old school Snoop fan. I
Oh.
love Snoop. I love Doggy Style more than life. I could recite every word. And then I love, I mean, I love them all. I mean, I'm a big Jay-Z fan. I'm a big Nas fan. Biggie, Pac, all of them. I
Oh
just
my
had
gosh.
I had, as an Iranian kid growing up, you were just like looking for inspiration in pop music, and that's Black culture was like my inspiration.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
I'm
Well,
living
we're
for this.
90s kids. We're
Yeah,
Yes.
90s kids. So, well, actually 80s, but we'd love. We're always living in the 90s. So when I hear
that's
90s,
right.
I'm like, what?
That's right.
Well,
No,
Aryan, welcome.
Thank you.
I am dying to know about like how how did this really come about? Like how this intertwining this 7 degrees of what is it, 6 degrees or 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon? How did this happen?
Michael had never heard of 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon
Oh
before
yeah,
today, and
yeah,
so I
Never
had to
heard of it.
explain it to him. And so
yeah.
that's where this is
I
coming.
have one. Acted alongside Kevin Bacon, so like
Oh,
I'm like right there.
You're
oh,
He was on
one
this.
degree.
I'm 1 degree.
so you're
And
We
just
did it.
Michael, that's it.
Hey, you guys! I gotta say this. I punched him in the face. I punched him in the face. I had to. I think
Michael,
I was the evil one though, and he was the good guy. But he had it coming. Kevin had it coming.
he had it coming.
Exactly.
So wait a minute, Michael. So do you know what this means? This is the game. Now you and I are 2 degrees of
2 degrees.
separation away from Kevin Bacon.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
because
He's a
Kevin Bacon was
warrior.
in all these movies for so long. And so you wanted to be like, everyone is 1 degree away from Kevin Bacon or 2 degrees. And then all of a sudden it was so many, it's like 7 degrees. And then you try to get as close to those degrees. And then all of a sudden, then you punch him in the face. And again, to your listeners, he deserved it.
Oh my gosh. Well, okay. I have to say, Arian, you as an actor, we all play roles that are against type. And I know you've played many, but you are the nicest guy.
Oh,
And I am so honored. My husband David and I had
oof.
the chance to meet you. I have to say, you are the best wedding crasher ever.
Oh
I
my
totally
Absolutely.
God.
crashed the wedding. Did you hear about this? I
Please
totally
tell
crashed
us
this.
this.
I'm shooting a movie. I'm shooting a movie in Ireland. I can say that. I'm shooting a movie in Ireland. And all of a sudden, I've been there for months now. And, there's not that much to do when your wife and kids are not there. You've seen the museums, you've done the drinking. I mean, and then all of a sudden you get a call. I was calling my wife. I was like, I have nothing. I mean, what am I going to do this weekend? And she's like, well, go to a pub and listen to music. I'm like, again? How many times do I go to a pub and listen to music? Like every day. I do that every day. And then she's like, no, no, no. Oh, our mutual friend, Amy Richter of Lug, is in Ireland. And then all of a sudden, within literally 5 hours, I was in Limerick. And they're like, you could crash this wedding. My favorite part of this conversation was they came up to me and they're like, listen, we have 2 rooms for you. Both of them are not ideal. At this point, I'm kind of like, what could be possibly wrong? I'm already at this amazing wedding. And then both of the rooms were just like one on top of the other. And the one I got was the corner room, which is probably the nicest hotel room I've ever been in my life. And it was beautiful. And then all of a sudden they're there. And then they're like, "Oh, do you know any baseball players?" I was like, "Yeah." And then all of a sudden I turned the corner and Dave is there. I was like, "Wait, what is this? Was this Dave? Like from St. Louis, Dave?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh my God, what the hell are you doing here?" And then all of a sudden my memories are like, so it was a real magical weekend.
Before I met Arian, I met your wife and daughter.
Oh yeah,
So we
Oh.
met on a Disney cruise, and
that's right.
once again, thanks to our friend Amy Richter, we had planned a big Disney cruise for just our friends in our neighborhood, and it was my husband, David Eckstein. It was his 50th birthday. I had to pause. I was like, wait, is he 50?
What happens if you just said 60? It's like,
I had that moment where I was like, did I just age him 10 years? So it was David's
that's
50th
hilarious.
birthday.
Mhm.
And we had extra rooms. And I think Amy just called up Chrissy and was like, hey, come on a Disney cruise with us. And Arian, I have to tell you, obviously David and I clicked with you right away. Um,
Mm.
but I clicked with your wife on an instant soul level. And,
Oh,
here we were perfect strangers. And she came up to me because once again, Amy was like, you two need to meet. And I remember we chatted about mental health and just both of our efforts. And I could have talked to your wife all day long. So I
oh,
look forward to getting more of a chance to chat with her. But yes, that's how we're here. It's not even through
yeah.
acting.
No, it never usually isn't. Um, it's usually just the people to people kind of connections. But yeah, well, I appreciate that. I mean, my wife is a beacon of light, and
Yeah.
she brings other lights alongside her to make a bigger light. So
Oh,
makes sense that you guys are together.
I love
Ah,
that. I love that. Well, let's go back. Let's go back.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the very beginning. Let's go back. Okay, so this we go do. Let's go back to you, to little little Arian, like
Oh,
you got here right now. You were pretty young when you immigrated here from the from Iran.
yeah.
What I'm just curious, like, was it difficult making friends after the move? Like, what were some of the key elements of your first friendship, like in the U.S.? Because I would imagine, being so young as you are, what are those some of those like imprints on you? Because I'm sure that was a lot.
Yeah, it was a crazy, crazy time. I mean, my parents, my story is so unique. It's so unique and so singular, but it's also very regular.
Hmm.
That in a way that my parents were married at really an ungodly young age, in an arranged marriage. They had kids at an ungodly young age, and then 17 years go by, and I am born in the middle of war as my brother was fighting in a war. My sister was on the streets protesting. My dad was fired from the bank because the mullahs took over the banks. So it was like, and then one of my cousins died in that war, and my oldest brother was in. It was just like chaos. And then I'm accidentally born, 17 years to my next sibling. They're 17, 18, and
Wow.
19 years older than me.
Wow.
Wow.
And so my brother actually came back from the war, from his first tour, I think 2 or 3 war. He did 2 years there. And when he came back, and he's like, "Who's this?" And he's like, "That's your little brother." And like my brother flipped. I mean, just flipped out. And so, I mean, he was 17, 18. It was
Yeah.
chaos. And then my parents knew it wasn't going to work there, but we were
Hmm.
not of a class to get out. You know what I mean? Like, you either have cash to get out or you don't have cash to get out. It's really essentially the vibe. And we didn't have cash to get out, but my oldest brother, luckily was in Chicago at that time studying before the revolution, who's 19 years older than me, and then became a citizen. And then we came over. And then, when we came over, the thing I could say about that time period, people are like, Iranians are always like, what do you remember about Iran? And it's like, just like fear. Like, if you can, I could understand fear in a very, very deep, 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 deep level. Um, and then we came to the States. My parents don't speak one word of English. They're in their 40s.
Wow.
Hmm.
And it's not, and then it just wasn't going to work, you know. And
Hmm.
so my oldest brother at that time was already an American. He was there for a decade now when we finally got in. My sister was still in the army. My other brother was like, I'm going to be a doctor, and just kind of, so it was just me, my mom, my dad, and I'm 6, 7 years old. And now I'm like translating for them. I'm on like really uncomfortable phone calls of like understanding like the mechanism of like our finances at a very
Wow.
8, 9 years old. And then essentially we lived in this rich neighborhood, even though we lived, in Salem Walk. And at the school, as you can both realize, guess what they had a lot of? Arts education. And
Mm.
so I started going into because I was in ESL class at the fourth grade, which was like embarrassing. And so like, how do I get out of it? I could make people laugh. I
Hmm.
just kind of
Wow.
make people laugh. And then all of a sudden in middle school, they're like, oh, there's this whole thing of like plays where you get to pretend to be somebody else. And I was like, oh yeah, amazing. And it's like reading is a thing, and so it's like, okay, you just had to work harder at that, and that's kind of
Yeah.
how I became better at reading. Honestly, it just became like better understanding dialogue. And then just like quickly, I'll just say that the other kind of like little nugget here that was kind of just magical is that my parents are much older. You know, um, my father, bless him, he's 92 right now. My mom
Wow.
is 80. So, they're older. And at that time they were older, but so my parents' movie watching skills was of the 60s and 70s. Does that make sense? Or
Mm.
which mean in Iran, that was the 40s, 50s, and 60s. That's the
Mm.
movies that made it over. You know what I mean? Like it
Yes.
took a second for the stuff to come. So when we would go, we found out at the library you get free movies. So at the library, my mom and my dad would pick up anything that was black and white. And you're like, are you serious right now? Why do we have to pick the black and whites? But they would be Charlie Chaplin, I Love Lucy. Do you know what I mean? And my parents would pop that in, and they would get it
Mm.
because the language, you don't need language for any of that stuff.
Mm.
You could
Yeah.
just get it. You get it.
Wow.
And then in my room, I would go and pretend to do those bits.
Get out of
Wow.
here. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, nothing purposefully, but I
yeah.
think
Yeah.
subconsciously I was like, oh, Charlie Chaplin always falls down so funny.
Hmm.
And I would just like pretend to like do, like bits, like, and again, that's kind of how the game, and then I hit my 10,000 hours just quicker. And then the last piece of that pie is that, and this is true, is that I applied for every college to get into for acting, and I did not get in. I'm getting closer to the camera for your listeners. I did not get into a single one.
Thank you for
Which
sharing that.
just explain to your Iranian mom and dad. It's
Oh,
tricky.
Something turned out all right, sir.
So it's gonna be okay. It's gonna
Which
be
is
okay.
amazing. Thank you for sharing that, because so many people don't. I think people assume sometimes that just things just happen, or they just come, or it's just sort of, it may be easy for for certain people who may be in a place where they see success that you have been in right now, who you are,
Yeah.
right? But
Yeah.
it's pretty incredible, because I mean that's a part of your story and that's a part of
Yeah.
who you are, which is incredible.
It's just
So
really, it just was a, and at that point, I guess deep down, I think I just realized that I might have been a little privileged, a little bit, in the fact that I went through, I think, like subconsciously and consciously, I went through a lot of stuff in those first 18 years, from escaping to language learning to like helping with paperwork. That I think by the time of 18, I was like, I don't think it's ever going to be as bad as any of that.
hmm.
yeah.
And I just kind of like, I just felt like, if I want to act, if that's something that I want to do, if I want to like make art or whatever, I'm gonna just make that happen.
Good for
A,
you.
a little bit. Not cocky, not cocky. I mean, completely full of fears, but I just felt that like I just don't think I'm gonna. It's not gonna get that bad. I don't think it's gonna get that bad again. And so I just kind of went along the way, and then I surround like we do now, like Ashley was talking about with regards to Chrissy, and I feel with you as well, Michael. Is like you surround yourself with you just like great community and people and just like people that just want to do better and society, just want to leave this place a little bit better. And then you're gonna be. I think you're gonna be pretty fine. I mean, listen, struggles and all that, but you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be mostly fine.
But I love that you shared that, because I feel like we don't talk about fear enough. And me coming from the Star Wars world, literally the destiny of a Jedi is to overcome fear. And,
Mm.
I love that you started out sharing how sad and rough and hard your childhood was, because it's friendship is not all about, you know, laughter and puppy dogs and rainbows. To really
It's
get
struggle. It's work.
it is. It's work. It's a practice, and part of that comes with sharing. No, this is what I'm going through. This is what I've gone through. This is who I am. So thank you for sharing your story.
Fear is not going to go away. I mean, it's just not going to go away.
Hmm.
It's
Hmm.
just not a. It's not realistic. We don't want it to. To be honest with you, we don't want. We need. We need a little struggle in life, which is like goes into like the AI of it all. I have thoughts about, but like we need struggle in our lives. We need we can't have everything be easier. It's okay and good that it's hard sometimes, so we can build and just move forward. And so I feel oftentimes artists are so great at that, just because it the f- when I teach, I often talk about this thing of like, you shouldn't be worried about when you don't get 29 auditions in a row. That's not the worry. The worry is what happens when you don't get your 30th,
Hmm.
because then all of a sudden you start realizing, uh-oh, 30, I just did not get 30 in a row.
Yeah.
And that's the actual work. And that's and artists have to have that.
It's so important to show all sides of friendship. And one thing we talk about a lot on here is that being a hype friend starts with you. You have to be your own hype friend, which,
Mm,
which clearly you are, but I do want to go back to, you know, childhood or at any point in your life. Maybe it's when you were older. But uh, who was in your life that really helped you? Who was your hype
Mm,
friend when you moved here? And it had to have been culture shock, and you're like you said, going through hard times and translating, and you had to grow up well beyond your years very quickly. Um,
mm,
who was that hype friend to you?
That's so amazing that you said that. My first person that comes to my mind would be my mom. I just want to just say that, like, that the struggles that she went through just to make this work for me and our family is the biggest hype friend, move of all time, just to risk it all for that. Um, I'm friends with a lot of my first friends from when I came to the States.
Mm.
There's a man by the name of Justin Tanner. Justin Tanner, in my one of my first days of class, I didn't speak a word of English, and so this young girl stole my crayons on the first day I was there. Just stole them, and then Justin Tanner stood up, went to the teacher, Miss Moskell, and said she stole his crayons, and I said, "Be my best friend," and I still
Oh,
chat with Justin to this day. Yeah,
I love that.
yeah. And he
Wow.
was it my hype friends oftentimes are examples of people, the people that I'm really close to. I want to be like, do you know what I mean by that?
Mm.
Like, I kind of want to like emulate them, even if we're the same age and whatnot. And that, like, little act, was so historic to me. So Justin, but I'm friends with all of them: Justin, Tanner, and Anand Shah, and all those guys that were just an example. They were kids in the neighborhood that just were excelling, and I just thought was like, oh, I can do that too. Like, you know, Justin was a black kid, Anand was a Indian kid. Like, I could just like excel. Clay was a Japanese kid. Like, I could excel to those levels of, so that's sometimes of it as well. And then my brothers, Omid and Amir, they were much older than me, and they also just got to the States. And so they're like both my friends, but they're also like my uncles and also like my dads. And
Mm.
also, like, I had to be like, I want to do acting. How do I even bring that up to mom? Like, it's like, it's just so tricky that in our culture, it's culturally super tricky. But I mean, I guess everywhere's like the same. So those are people that I would say that like really were my hype friends.
Mm. I love that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's very that's
Tanner.
amazing.
Tanner's
Tanner,
amazing.
shout out to
Tanner,
Tanner.
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 you
T.
you you talk about that struggle, and obviously, like, even on the first day, I mean, it's like crazy when you think about, the struggle of, like, back then, and then, like, the struggle with, like, what we were talking about in terms of, like, 30 times late, or where it comes in, and how those different struggles are. But how do you, has it, how has that changed over time, or has it been the same way that you get through those? Like, what brings you
Great
through
question.
that struggle? Talk a little bit about that, because I'm from you.
That's
I would be like, I'm so curious.
Yeah. When the obstacles arise and when they get in your way and they really become, meaty obstacles that you just gotta like crawl through or dig through. Um, I really believe, and this is why your show is so cool. I really believe it's a community of people. You cannot do this alone, this life alone. It just
Mm.
doesn't work like that. And so I latch on to those friends and those family members to really kind of like push me through. That's one. And the other is, and again, I guess it goes is a little bit, is that the struggle never ends. We could talk about Robin right now, Michael. Like, I did this play on Broadway called, I'm gonna say, the Bengal Tiger at the Baghdad Zoo, and I'm gonna go do and I did. It starred me and Robin Williams. Crazy. I'm 30 years old, and it's like we're on Broadway. It is Broadway or both of our Broadway debuts, um, and 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 I was and there's so many stories I can tell about like that time period and all that. But what I was realizing is that the struggle for the artist slash the human being it just keeps getting more and more obstacles. There's just more and more things across your. There is never a moment where it's all easy. And I'll give you an example. And I've said this story before, but I'll say it again for your listeners. Is that maybe like 5 to 10 times, at intermission, our dressing rooms are right next to each other. Robin would knock on my door, come into my dressing room, close the door. So immediately I'm 30. I'm like, am I getting fired? What's happening? Like, is this the end of it? Like, and he would say, how do you think it's going today? This first act. I'd be like, great. And he's like, I was trying this new thing. I was like, amazing. Awesome. Yeah, I saw that. Cool. And then we would just go through like a couple moments in the play. And I'm realizing he's actually wanting me to validate him.
Mm.
Wow.
And at the third, fourth, fifth time, to be honest with you, I was like, I'm sorry. Why am I validating you?
Wow.
I didn't say that to him, but I was thinking of like, you have 15 Oscars, whatever you have. I don't even know what you have. You have so much that I don't even. Do you have it all? Period. The end. But it dawned on me instantaneously that struggle of wanting to be better and wanting to always be at the best of your game is not gonna go away. It's just not gonna go away. And if Robin Williams is still wanting more and wanting to perfect his craft, who the hell do I think I am that I'm going to be that guy? Do you know what I mean? Like, there's no way. So that was like a big like lesson of like, oh, this feeling of wanting to be to make the place a little bit better or it's just not going to end. And so that just and that was the privilege I had. Again, I'm watching a master of his craft do incredible work on stage and seeing him that I have the same fears that you have. It doesn't matter how many Oscars I have or whatever. You know,
Wow.
I'm
Wow.
he would love a show like this because he was always about other people.
mm,
His
Yeah.
whole thing was about other. It doesn't, you are meaningless unless others are affected. And so,
Oh,
again, like what a blessing that kind of like landed on me.
oh my gosh. Michael, I'm crying once again. Um,
Oh,
I think one of the lessons I've learned in what you're just sharing, thank you so much for sharing this, is one of the worst feelings in the world is to feel invisible. We all just
mm,
want to feel visible, like people see us.
seen.
And I think something does happen, to someone like Robin Williams and even anyone in a position of, celebrity. Uh, People, I do feel like sometimes stop seeing you. And maybe it's not even celebrity, but any sort of popularity, people stop seeing you. Taylor Swift just released a new album, and there's many lyrics about that of like, she's just a person. Robin Williams was just a person that wanted to be
This is a person.
validated, that wanted you to see him, and that's all we want. That's how to become a good friend, is to take the filter off and allow someone to see you, or to be the friend that sees that other person. And wow, thank you for giving us that glimpse. I mean, how
I
incredible.
wish he was a prophet.
Yeah.
I mean, how thinking about like that came into your life, like thinking about you, from just where you came from to that moment, to be able to be amongst that greatness. I kind of I love
Mm,
that the I mean, the struggle got you there on so many levels, which is so incredible. When I
yeah,
think about where you were and that you could just be in that moment with him and be that friend, be that person at 30 years old who was like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, sure, yeah, like, even though in your head
let's go.
you're thinking like, like, what am I
I
doing?
don't have a job in 3 weeks. I don't have a job.
Right. That's also because of what was from you. That was
Mm,
your story, your journey and getting to the place, because for some people might not have been able to, it might not have gone as well as it did. And the fact that was like that, God, Allah, Buddha, universe, whatever it is, that, that to me, that is real, because that is saying, okay, you're gonna be here for a reason in this place, and that is
Mm.
now, okay, here you go, you know.
Yeah, I believe in all that. I just believe that I'm just gonna let it all just guide me and let it figure out like what it wants, why, and just be kind of cool. I mean, like cool and kind about it, really,
And P.S.
and have
everyone,
fun and but still, it's just it's too it's all so precious. It's all just one. I feel like very name dropping, but I'm gonna do another name dropping story if
Please.
that's okay.
come on, Kevin
You
Bacon, come
should.
on, let's go.
I did this movie years ago, maybe over a decade ago, right off of the heels of Bengal Tiger with Bill Murray. And we're the two leads. I did a Bill Murray movie called Rock the Kasbah. A really sweet movie. An uplifting movie. It takes place in Afghanistan, but it's a sweet movie about an Afghan pop star who like we bring, because at the time there's something called Afghan Star, and we're gonna bring this young woman to like do like a what's that show called, like American Idol,
Yeah.
Yes.
Afghan Idol. Yeah, so it's like that's the premise of the movie, and it's me and Bill Murray are the two leads of this movie. Bruce Willis is in this, Zoe Deschanel, Barry Levinson. It's like a big deal, and it's my first like big thing. We didn't play very well, but honestly, big thing. And then we were shooting in Morocco. I'll never forget this story. And and we were behind, as often happens. And we're shooting in Morocco, and we're doing an overnight in a Bedouin village, about maybe an hour and a half off of Marrakesh. We're in the middle, y'all, of nowhere. There's nowhere to be. There's nothing to be found, and we had three huge scenes to do. One had like 100 extras, and then one had like 20 extras, and then it was a scene with me and Bill Murray at the end of the night, which was like from 3 a.m. to spot. Again, don't quote me on all this, but ish. And it's time for that scene, and it looks like we only have like an hour to shoot a 3-page scene. So Barry Levinson comes up to it, and he's like, "We're gonna have to do this as the one shot." So what we're doing, this is the one shot. So, and I have an accent, and I'm translating, and some Pashto in there. I got some dark. It's like a whole thing. But I'm a theater guy, as you all know, as you
Yep.
both are. And so, like, all right, yeah, you mean just like to do a scene in a play? Okay, fine. I could do that too. So I was nervous, obviously, and we do one or two takes, and the takes go, I think, pretty well. And then, and we get it right in the amount of time. And then Barry comes out and he's like, I think we got it. And he goes, and Bill's like, we're going to do it one more time. And then he's like, okay, we have time. And the sun is literally like about to come up. And he comes back. And Bill Murray, on my children's name, looks me in the eye and he says, listen, in about 30 minutes, they're going to take off. They're going to get rid of all these wires. They're going to get rid of the tents here. They're going to put us on a bus. Everybody is going to leave here. And we are never coming back here ever again. So for the next take, do what you want to do.
What?
And then I do that scene, and that's in the movie.
And it's
It's
that
No
because
way.
that's the cut.
it ended up being two cuts, but whatever.
But
Yes.
that's what they.
Yes.
That,
It's
Wow.
because he's saying to me, you got one chance on Earth. It's now or never. Because in 30 minutes, we're not coming back to this Bedouin village. We're not putting the wires back down. We're not getting a makeup crew. We're not bringing the cars here. You're never coming back here. And so I was just like, oh, we got one chance at this. And so why not kind of go for it and try to like, and if you fail and you fall, it really does suck, and it really does hurt your feelings, and it's like, and that's why you have therapy, but but you move on, you know. So two
wow.
name dropping stories.
You mentioned earlier about Waterwell, which was
Mm,
we're so curious about that, because you co-founded that. uh nonprofit either. So I mean, we are theater kids and all the things, but tell us about Waterwell, because I feel like, oh wait, Ashley, you want to read
Okay.
something
Yes,
first?
I
Yes, I
do.
think
I
yes,
do. See, Michael, we were mind melding
yes,
Mm.
because this is
because
going,
See?
you
yes.
mentioned Waterwell, and I was texting with our friend Amy Richter this morning, and I wanted to read you her text because she was just gushing about you. She was truly being a hype friend of
Mm.
yours this morning, and she said, Arian, he lives by good thoughts, good words, and good deeds. And I just thought that was so, you know, we we don't always get to hear how people talk about us when we're not in the room. And for her to say that about you speaks so
Mm.
much to your character. And I only met you briefly, but I can tell that everything she said is absolutely true. So please open your heart to us. Tell us about Waterwell. I also
Mm.
know about all the good work you do, just even with Culture City, and you just your heart, I think, is probably bigger than any role that you've ever played. Um,
No.
so
Well, that makes me cry, and it makes me happy, and it makes me, Amy is such an amazing person as well. So, I mean, Waterwell is a company that I co-founded with Tom Ridgely 23 years ago. And now basically we make art and productions and theater and media for communities that are trying to move the needle. So if a community in the immigration world or in the community in the veteran world or the community in the Iranian world or needs some piece of art to help build upon their communities, we help come in and make that art for them.
Mm,
We have shows that are. We did a show a few years ago for for immigration court reform, which was a pretty apolitical, to be honest with you, show called The Courtroom, which was I took the transcripts of one woman's deportation case, and we performed. Waterwell performed these with very famous actors in courtrooms, but it was a positive, inspiring, almost pro-American story about resilience and grit. And every immigration right activist came to us. We did a show last year about women's rights, and every women's group called the Ford Hill Project, and every women's group came up towards us, and so we kind of like build those shows around them, and the shows are not polemic. They're not left right. They're like messy middle.
mm.
And the messy middle means that everybody has to look at themselves and be like, what how do I grapple with this feeling that I have? And the truth kind of like really at the heart of it. And so every week, just because of the world being the way that it is, like every week we get a new organization coming out to us to ask us to make some art or help us with the education or do something with like, labor and try to like help those folks as well. And because of our wide network of just people that have known about Waterwell for 20 plus years, we can actually bring in some really powerful guests to come in and kind of like some hype friends that can kind of like hype up those pieces of art. So that's what Waterwell does.
wow.
Wow.
And good thoughts, good words, good deeds is an old Zoroastrian. Before Islam, Iran was Zoroastrian. Zoroastrian was almost 2,500, 600 years ago. And that was where Cyrus the Great once ruled the land and the Persian Empire you might have heard about. But they were a religion called Zoroastrian. And Zoroastrians believe in one ideology, which is good thoughts, good words, good deeds. And that triangulation of that kind of idea really fits to so much of kind of like the work that I try to do and kind of the jobs that I try to pick and the acting that I try to do. That even if I'm playing someone evil, like Stewie, let's say, well, where's his good thoughts in this? Or where's his good words? It doesn't matter that it's all evil. If I sprinkle some of those ideas on top of it, basically what happens, to be honest with you, you get some complicated guy. Someone that's like, oh, I kind of love him, but man, is this guy like evil? I think he might be evil. But
Wow.
so you get that like little sprinkle of those kind of like things. And oftentimes a lot of performers say like you always are like picking like cool projects or like and one is again the privilege of like I'm not going to do terrorist roles. I'm not going to do victim roles. I didn't do that in my 20s, like openly. Again, now that you know the story, after all of that work that my parents did, to all of a sudden, like, play a terrorist role that's not realistic or not based on anything was crushing. So I never did those things. I never worked in film and TV for the first decade because there was no roles.
Mm.
But then by doing that and then just kind of like resiliently kind of pushing through, I kind of got a sense that like A, I can say no to things and I'm going to be okay, and B, um, I can bring in so much more interesting layered people, you know, that can make it more fun and interesting to watch, hopefully. So that's that. And then I've learned again, I've demystified so much of this because as if I've like annoyingly name droppingly told you over and over, I've worked with some amazing people, and I see how what's that phrase? What's that phrase? Like I see how the cookie is, whatever. I see how it's made. I see how like uh, I know how the sausage is made.
Yes.
And so I've demystified that for myself because I'm like, oh, I know how this is made. And
Mm-hmm.
this is made just like everything else is made. And so in a way, I kept on seeing that, like, oh, I can put so right now I'm executive producing this new documentary called Champions of the Golden Valley that was sent to me at Sundance last year by my veteran friends and my Afghan friends. So
Wow.
when two separate groups of people say you have to watch this movie, you need to watch that movie. And then now I'm an executive producer, and I called up, name dropping again, Malala, who's a friend of mine, and now we're executive producing that movie together because by putting our names on it, we can maybe give this people to see this beautiful sports documentary about a bunch of Afghans that want to be skiers. Do you see how fun and
Wow.
exciting that could be? You know what I mean?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
so, and to show people that, like, oh, seriously, if the next move is there's mountains and skiing in Afghanistan, that is a game changing next
Mm,
step. It
mm.
doesn't always have to be like a huge leap. Sometimes we want to change everything. Like, I want tomorrow to be like this. But sometimes it's just, you got to know that there's skiing in Afghanistan because there's
Yeah.
mountains and it's a fertile land and it's got so much more things that you don't know. So those are kind of
Yes.
like the moves that we can make right now with people that have a little bit of an engine. And if it fits into those good thoughts, good words, good deeds, it kind of just, even if it's a big failure, which none of these things will be, what does that even look like? You said earlier, Ashley, like, what's the worst case scenario?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what that
Yeah.
worst case scenario could be.
Well, I loved you as Stewie in Succession. So I mean,
Yeah,
just saying,
exactly.
like both my husband and I both loved it. I mean, we loved you. I was like, I mean, this is so fiercely like yummy on so many levels. Like, just like it's so
Yeah,
good.
totally.
So you
Yeah.
connected, you figured out that connection, you made it fiercely,
Thank you.
real and all the
Thank
things.
you.
And we loved us some Stewie.
Well, and I'm so excited for season 2 of Nobody Wants This.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
can
Oh
you
my
even?
gosh.
Oh my gosh, I'm ready. Like, are we ready? Are you ready, Ashley?
I don't know. I was one of those people that as soon as season 1 ended, I was like so mad I didn't have any more to consume. It was
Hmm.
so good. And so when they announced that season 2 is coming, I was just like, when? Where? How? I need to watch it right now. It was great. So we're so excited to watch you. Did you have fun filming it?
I loved it. I mean, I did it with Justine, who played Willow in Succession, so we got to hang again. When
Yes.
when we did it originally, we never had like scenes together. So, but we just traveled together, so it was fun to kind of like hang with her the whole time. That was really great. She's so, I mean this. She is a very, 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 very gifted comic actress. I mean, everything. She's really, really skilled at what she does. I have seen season 2. I'm glad to be even in the smallest part of this amazing, hilarious, beautiful show. But I will say that you will gobble up these 10 episodes as quickly as you gobbled up the first 10. I mean, that's basically what I can say.
Well,
Well,
we
we will be
we can't
watching.
wait. We
Yeah,
We
can't
it's
will
wait.
be
fun.
watching.
It's
And
fun.
and yes, no spoilers here. Both Michael and I have signed our entire life
Oh,
away to the Disney company
we signed
with
over.
DAs.
We get it.
Same. I mean, same too,
Just
because
because of
I
Yes.
can
Marvel.
now say
Yes.
Wonder Man
Yes.
Yes.
because he.
Yes.
I could imagine that. I can now say I'm in Wonderland because that was the big old secret, and then they just released it. So
Oh my gosh,
Yes.
congratulations.
My
thank you, thank you.
gosh.
Yeah, it was cool. It's cool. It's cool to be in the universe. I love, I'm just honored. I'm sure you guys. How does it feel for you both? It must be feel so exciting.
Oh, I mean, it's a dream for sure. It's definitely a dream. I mean, Ashley and I grew up in Orlando, Florida together.
Come
And
on.
yes,
Yes,
we
we went
grew
to
up,
high school
we went
together.
to high school together. So,
What?
yes,
Yes.
which
That's
is,
see, hype friends.
yes,
HypeFriend was established in
Oh,
1996.
1996.
oh
So,
my God, that's beautiful.
yes, we grew up together. We went, I mean, we were full theater kids together, like all the things.
Did you guys work at Disney too? I mean, meaning
Oh,
like,
yes.
oh,
Oh,
amazing. So then
yes.
my wife, Ashley
Yeah.
must have said that because Ashley
Yes.
worked, she worked at,
Yes.
Chrissy worked in the Great Movie Ride
Oh,
for
my
one summer.
That's right.
gosh.
We did talk about that. Yes.
Yeah,
I gotta meet your wife. Well, I have to have y'all to the show. That's what needs to happen. I need to have y'all come
that
to
would
the,
be
I would love to
amazing.
have y'all as guests
I would
to
love
the
to
show.
come.
Bring you and the family. Truly, we'll work that out.
Yeah.
'Cause I wanna, but that is amazing. She worked at the Great Movie Ride. I can't.
Oh my
If she
gosh.
were here
What?
right now, she said it so many times, I think I can do it. Please keep your arms and hands in the field. We're going to be going on a
What?
fantastic journey today.
What if Chrissy and I were at Hollywood Studios at the same time? I was a dancer in the Hercules parade, and
Oh my God,
that would be so
hilarious.
funny if our
You
paths
probably
crossed.
were.
You probably
I
were.
know. Oh my
That's
goodness.
amazing. I'm obsessed
I
with
know.
all of this.
Well, I guess the theme that I'm taking away from this, specifically with you, you've clearly had many people in your life who have been a hype friend to you. But I want to go back to, you know, be a hype friend. It starts with you. You
Mm,
are your own hype friend. And I think in many ways you've had to be. So you've grown to be that way because you had no choice. But in order to be a hype friend to someone else, you have to be one to yourself. So, m- is there any additional advice you can give on how to be a hype friend for yourself when
mm.
the only person left, or if there's no one around you but you, and you have to believe in yourself, you have to hype yourself up. You've done that over and over and over again. What can you share? How
From a
can we
very
be
young
our own
age.
hype friend?
From a very young age.
Yeah, again, I mean, a lot of it, is believing that this too shall pass a little bit. A little bit of it is I mean, what happens, why people don't become their own hype friends is because there's I think, a fear of failure. Um, and that fear of failure for people feels so overpowering that it's not worth it to go in front of an audience and speak up because it's still considered one of the most terrifying things is speaking in front of a live audience. And and for oneself, you have to realize that this too shall pass. By just going up, and even if you fail, you will not die. You will just move on. Is something that we're getting further and further away from. And by having that become when we get further and further away from like the act of doing and the act of failure and how to be resilient towards that, what happens is we lose confidence in oneself because you've not had enough things penetrate the soul system. And then what happens is it becomes too daunting to risk everything for one moment. And again, when students ask me, and I'm sure you guys have heard this too, when you're like mentoring someone, of like, well, how do I get an agent? You've heard that one before. Like, how
Hmm.
do I get an agent? And I respond by saying, I'm not the guy to talk to you about how to get an agent. That's just, but I just want to let you know the reason why an agent gets 10% is because they do 10% of the work. You have 90% to do. So can we rephrase the question and say, can we work on the 90? What's your 90 look like?
Mm.
Wow. Yes.
And then when you start evaluating that 90, you start realizing in young people in old people and people that are starting, and everybody, we all do, is that some of the things that's holding back that 90 is the fear of failure and the
Mm.
fear of 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 it all collapsing on top of itself. And so it's like, oh, you don't want your put yourself, you are writing every day, but you don't want to put your writing out there because you're afraid that someone's going to see this writing and judge you in some sort of bad way. A, not going to happen. Just that's not how this works. But we think that because we haven't experienced it, and it kind of goes back to this too shop. You just got to keep pushing ahead and pushing through, and the more that that happens, the more confidence that's built inside of you, and then the more you can say to yourself, "Listen, listen, I'm telling you all my success stories. I have not told you my thousands of failures, and there's a lot of them." And there's 20 today, I am sure, when I go through my emails. You know what I mean? Like, the question is, how am I dealing with that 30th audition? How am I dealing with that? That is the work, and that is a belief that I believe that it won't get as bad. It's gonna get better. It's gonna get hard. You're gonna get knocked on your butt again. It's gonna be hard. But I feel that I think that most people are very scared of that. We live in a world of ease. It's kind of about the AI conversation. I was thinking about this. Like, why do we go to AI because we want it to be easier? Easier for what? What? Why? Why does it all have to be easier? Like, it's okay to struggle a little bit. It's okay. And also, it's easier, but it becomes harder for us because all that ease just makes someone else a lot of money and takes away our jobs. So it's not easier, it's harder. Just gotta get, and so like there's a little bit of that belief system in oneself that like, oh man, I'm gonna get punched a bunch of times in the face, but it's not gonna kill me. I'm gonna keep moving forward. And that is something that I feel that I learned at such a young age that I'm not afraid of. I have the perspective to being like, Rosa Parks just didn't get up. Like, and everything changed. Like like, come on, we can do this play. You know what I mean? Like, we can get a bunch of auditions and fail and then do another more. We can do this. Like, it's just, I don't know.
Mm.
I
I
don't
don't
know if
know
that
what else
answers
to
your
Like,
say.
question at
That
all,
that
but I
more
think
than
that like
answers it. Oh my
it's just
God.
like you gotta just keep. It's
Yes.
just not gonna be there. People have it harder right now somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
They
yeah.
just do, and they're going to win.
Yeah.
You know. That
Love it.
Hamilton thing that you were just talking about, that amazing backstage that Michael got for that young child. I mean, that's what it says. It says, they're just immigrants are just gonna, because they've seen it all terribly, and they're like, I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna do this thing.
Yeah. Oh my
I mean, the
gosh.
way I could literally just like be in full conversation, kiki talk with you all day is like real.
Yeah,
Like it is like a
yeah,
full,
yeah. We
and then
should.
like go get lunch and then come back and like continue on and then like
Yeah.
go have dinner and come back and like continue. I mean, it's just like you are. I feel like you
Oh,
are literally like you talked about sort of being a sponge with like like some of your friends, some of the things about friends who you that that you want to
yeah.
be
I
like,
admire. Yeah, yeah. I
right?
want to be like them. Yeah.
Well, you are one of those people. I can tell you have been a sponge for so long that you are that person. You are the person who like walks the walk, and you can tell you've tried to really like do the work to do that. And it's very inspiring to meet someone who is that light. That is really inspiring, and you don't to get to meet people like that all the time who really have taken that sponge, and you can just tell that they are so much from so many facets of people around them, and that they have like soaked that up. So thank you, my friend. That
Well,
is a
thank
really,
you. I
Thank you.
appreciate that.
it's a
I
beautiful,
appreciate that. I
beautiful
really do.
thing. We are so
I really do.
happy. We are so happy you
Oh,
came on
I am
today.
happy.
Yes. Thank
And
you.
we're gonna
Thank you.
hang. We're gonna hang soon. It seems.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We are so honored to have you on the show,
Please.
have you be a part of our hype hood.
And we'll be watching you in the upcoming season 2, of this amazing show that we are both, Ashley and I both love. Nobody Wants This on Netflix. I'm just saying we're gonna be watching y'all. Really,
See it
thank you.
soon.
Thank you for taking your time and coming tonight.
Oh my
But
gosh,
you're
Liz,
welcome
thank you.
back anytime. Come on back.
All right, we'll make it happen.
Michael, that was profound.
Yes, that is the exact word. That was profound. I 100% agree. I am obsessed with him and all that
Yes,
he is. He is such a light. I mean,
yes,
truly, he is such a light. Genuine. We talk about, I mean, the genuine, like, that genuine thing that is coming from him is I said it, it's so inspiring. It's so
yes.
inspiring.
You know, there's so many things that we could take away as our one last thing. So it's
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to say one last thing because there's many last things from that conversation. But I think the thing I keep going back to is his talk of struggle and how
Mm,
struggle is good, how struggle helps us, how
mm,
we need struggle. And I mean, I couldn't agree more. Like,
mm.
and I know both you and I, we could talk about this, especially as actors, because there's so much rejection. Um, I learned the most. I would say I developed my character the most during my failures and during my times of struggle. I often remember my times of struggle over the past 25 years of being a professional actor more than I remember some of my successes. And we don't talk about struggle enough. And I love that he talked about struggle and how it's necessary.
Absolutely. I 100% agree with you. I also love that he is coming from such a, I mean, he truly, there was real struggle with where he came from and and his upbringing. And so I love that everybody can relate to it. Everyone can relate to, whether you are an actor or not. You can be in anything, but the struggle of where he was in his life and where he has come from in his life to where he is now is beyond inspiring. And also, um, I think just lets us all know that we're not alone. We're not
Yeah.
alone in the struggle. So
Yes.
I'm grateful for hearing that, and I'm grateful that we can talk about it. And I think we should talk about it some more, Ashley. I think I want to let's get into some more conversations of that because I also would love to hear. It's important to hear how other people get through it as well, and so that you can learn from and not feel alone.
He brought up some good points about, you know, taking the easy way. Uh, it's so easy now with
Mm,
technology and everything at our fingertips to just take the easy way. But it's more valuable to our own learning experience, to our own process, to our own character, to go through the struggle, to grow through the struggle, to take the hard way. And so I'm going to remember that this week,
yeah,
actually, when I'm
yeah.
faced with, do I go the easy route or the hard route?
Hmm,
You know, oftentimes the hard route is actually more rewarding.
mm, mm, mm.
Mm.
Yes. Oh, so good. It really
Such
was.
a great episode. Well, Michael, I think we did the thing.
All right. Well, it's time to Bop Jones our way out of here. Okay. I'm Michael James Scott.
And I'm Ashley Eckstein. And remember, be a hype friend. The
The hype
hype
starts
starts
with
with
you.
you.